Hey, Godless, before we get started, spoilers. We're going to be talking about one of the ending sequences or parts of the game Avowed. If you have not got there yet or you've not experienced this, you might want to skip this video. I'd love for you to watch the whole thing, but maybe save this and come back and watch it once you've actually finished the game. So I was saying, I finally got to this part, and this might be different for everybody. From the beginning of the game Avowed, I really did not like the steel garrote. I even remember the very first hour when you step off the boat and you hear about the steel garrote, you're like, man, these guys suck. They're fanatics, and who likes fanatics in the world, right? The world is filled with them enough already. So I got to fight Lodwyn, and there were some interesting choices to be made there. I'll talk about that after you guys watch the fight. And again, make sure you've already done this yet, so you can tell me about your decisions. So let's watch the fight, and then I'll talk about the after effects of it. And you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. I'd be really curious because I was approaching this game very differently, I guess kind of differently. This is the first game where like you started off, you're like, okay, I'm not sure what is right and what is wrong. Much like a Witcher game, my older brother is a big fan of The Witcher. And this game, I was like, okay, I think I know what side I'm on, right? And as I'm getting towards the end of the game, I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what side I'm on and what is right or what is wrong and who I should help and who I shouldn't help. Then, of course, right, Obsidian games always throw you interesting tidbits from your companions. So like, okay, I value this person's opinion and I value this person's opinion. Then what do I decide? Anyway, watch the footage and stay tuned for a discussion afterwards.
So here you are. Sapadal coaxed you toward...
Who spins? Who rides?
Look at my paladin's envoy. I should have realized it sooner. The dream scourge. And mortals have arrived.
From this mad god, you mean? Does your vengeful oath bind?
What a pair we make, envoy. Proxies in a war between God. The choice is ours. Do we... You've seen, no matter where, the living land.
I hate to say this, but she's got a point. Not that I...
We were fine living at the whim of a sleeping god until you...
You and I alone can say...
Listen, I don't agree with the Inquisitor. No matter who controls the living lands, Sapadal...
You're asking me what to do about the god living in your head? I don't know, but killing a god sounds...
Our time is...
break the bars.
You know them best.
Seems about right.
I knew it might come to this. Still, I had hoped you... What a shame to destroy so much potential. She already knows. Prepare yourself.
Don't let the dream fall surround. Come and get me. Nice. I need a minute. Don't let up. It's still coming.
Last of them. Time to deal with Lodwyn. We make a good squad. We got the
Right.
I hate to say it, but whatever did that? Whatever turned...
All right, what do you think about the footage? What do you think about the fight? It was quite an intense fight. A little difficult, not as difficult as what I expected. I'm going to do a second playthrough with... I'm going to try maximum difficulty. That I imagine I'm probably going to die easily. But yeah, no, I mean, going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, like, I didn't like Lodwyn, right? Again, as I said, it's like fanatics just bother me, like people who go around doing stuff because they say, yes, I believe this. This is 100% true. It must be so. This is, and they do it without evidence because they believe in God or they believe in something else. And I dislike that with a passion, right? It's just saying like, yes, I've read all the knowledge in the world, right? At least you could say, okay, I've read the majority of the knowledge, right? Or I have a large sample size, like 35 million people, 50 million people. And this is why I believe X. Now, of course, this is about real world stuff at the moment. So I was like, when I started the game, I'm like, okay, yes, I know I don't like the Stilkarot. And throughout the game, I'm like, when I'm going to fight Lodwyn, when I'm going to fight Lodwyn. And I fought her. And she made some good points. I'm like, oh my God, should I side with her or should I side with the god in my head, Sapodal? And then you have this conversation with Sapodal, and it's like, yeah, you know, Sapodal tells you, I'm so sorry. I did all these things, you know, and I wasn't sure. And I guess it kind of makes sense, right? It's like Sapodal is a baby god that was imprisoned in the garden. Again, in theory, right? And you're right. Yeah, you know, it was the other god's responsibility to teach Sapodal right from wrong and what's a good thing to do, what's the bad thing to do, just like any parent, right? And they didn't. So maybe I should give Sabadell a chance. I don't know. But that is what I thought, right? And it's interesting. I'm loving the game so far. There are some I don't know. Are there some choices I would have done differently? Maybe. But there is one choice, right? But we'll talk about that in another video. Let me know in the comments, like, what do you think about the Lodwyn fight? Did you fight Lodwyn? Did you side with her? Why did you side with her? And then stay tuned for another video next week. I'll be back to normal. This video would have been pre-recorded because I was just going to leave for South Africa the next day. And thanks you guys for tuning in, and talk to you next time. Bye.